Hello everybody, Calamity here, and welcome to the final challenge of Virtual Survival. That's the challenge mode from the Escape from Cyborg event. And surprise to nobody, the last stage is of course going to be the event's boss, which was Kashmar. She was not too bad. If you're familiar with her mechanics, it's pretty much the same fight. If you kind of autoed it, and now you're trying to auto it again, and now you're struggling because you didn't really understand her mechanics, this is what this video is for. So basically, you can bring AoE for this boss fight. Usually, boss fights are like a single target kind of thing, and you just want to do as much damage to the one boss as possible. But here, she has up to, what is it, 8 imaginary friends that surround her. These are basically tentacles with guns that will counter any unit that hits her. So you gotta be careful about that, because that's a lot of damage towards one doll, and that's no good. However, doing AoE damage is good here because if we look at her skills, if it'll let us see here, we can see that right here. So for every imaginary friend entering data reconstruction, that means the imaginary friend where you depleted the HP bar to 0, they won't actually die, but they'll be at 0 HP. She will lose 4% of her maximum HP, and she'll gain a stack of what's called Crisis Awareness right here, as we can see, which means the boss is going to deal increased damage, but that's not something we have to worry about. Honestly, if you use cover to your advantage in this fight, which is there's plenty of, you will be fine. So yeah, if we do AoE and we do a bunch of damage to our imaginary friends, as you saw, it'll stack up, right? It's 4% of her max HP times 8, so you can literally do, if you're doing tons and tons of AoE damage per turn, that's about 32% of her max HP that she will lose when she heals them. So that's a lot of damage you can do there. But of course, that's not the only strategy you can do. Don't forget, yeah, you can just bring some snipers and single target her. But just make sure your snipers are in a safe spot, because again, they will get countered. The other thing that I want to point out before you even fight is take advantage of these oil barrels. These are free. This is free AoE damage right here. All you have to do is bring a doll here, push the switch, and it'll shove the oil barrel right into the boss's position. Same with this one over here. That's a bunch of free AoE damage. We also have some oil barrels here, but we can't move those. Better just to detonate them where they are to damage the ads. And speaking of ads, there's going to be a bunch that will spawn in this fight, but it's, again, it's not as bad as it sounds. And that's enough yapping about the actual fight. Let's talk about the dolls I'm using. Very similar to the past 2 stages now. It's the same exact team of QJ, Klukai, Mekti, Suomi, and Macchiato. Again, you don't have to replicate exactly the same team here. Feel free to bring your own team, your own dolls that you have built that you're more happy to use, and I'm sure you'll do just fine. Again, you can do a mixture of AoE and single target damage if you want, or you can go just full-on single target damage or full-on AoE. Both are very viable for this fight. Now, enough of me yapping. Let's actually do the fight and begin. Let's skip that intro. Alright. And here we go. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just use Mekti to buff the AoE damage. So. Now, Somi's going to do the same thing. We're going to move her over here. And, actually, hold on. Let's move QJ over here. And we want to get rid of the ads first. Don't worry about fighting the boss quite yet. At least that's not what I'm going to be doing quite yet. I'm going to put Macchiato in cover. Use her ult. And then we're going to take this guy out. Great kill. Klukai, I'm going to move over here. Now, Klukai, you can actually go ahead and do that AoE damage. As you can see here, she's behind cover, so even though some of the guns are going to counterattack her, she'll be okay. And not all of them can hit her because of the pillar right there. Go ahead and do that. Took a little bit of damage, but again, not a big deal. Go ahead and use Somi's ultimate here so that we can go ahead and put shields on everybody. And that's going to be the end for our first turn. The boss will, of course, do some attacks The ads will move and attack your dolls as well. Not much to really say here. Macchiato's gonna help with the ads. And we are good to go. Now next up, I'm gonna go ahead and move Klukai over here. And we're gonna push this barrel into the boss. Bam! Well, it doesn't explode. Sorry if I made you think it was gonna explode. So let's go ahead. See, you can tell here if we were to attack like this, you can see that Luca is going to take a ton of damage in return. So we actually don't want to do that. It might be tempting, but yeah, we're going to have to hold off on that for now. Instead, I encourage you to attack this guy instead. We just want to get rid of the ads. Almost able to kill it, but not quite, and that's okay. We'll just go ahead and use Stomy. Next up, Mekti. Let's move her up here, use that ult. And last, but certainly not least, is QJ. We're gonna hide her over here and use her ult. And we're gonna move Macchiato. Actually, we're gonna leave Macchiato right here and detonate this barrel. There's gonna be some attacks. There's Macchiato getting rid of so those ads. 2 more are gonna spawn in the back. It's actually not a lot of ads this time around, which is really nice. Except we're gonna do some AoE damage right here. Nice damage. And now we're gonna put Somi up here. And we're gonna go ahead and use the shield. Reapply those shields. Now, this is very important. When you do attacks at Klukai, make sure she's in a safe spot where she cannot be hit. So this part is fine. If we were to put her behind this pillar, that's fine. If she was on this side, if your Klukai is over here, putting her behind these barrels is, or this pillar is also fine. Just keep her out of harm's way, because if you try to do an AoE from, like, let's say up front, all of these guns are going to hit Klukai and she will most likely die. So go ahead and toss that skill 3. Poof. Next up, QJ. So we're gonna do the same thing we did. Whoops. Sorry. We're gonna get ready to do the same thing that we did last time. As you can see, if we try to target the boss while all the imaginary friends are up, we can't. So we're just gonna have Macchiato just normally attack the imaginary friends instead. So you can see we got 1 dead. And now the boss is going to start losing HP every turn to keep the imaginary friend alive, which is why your constant AoE damage is going to be really helpful here. And now we're going to move Macchiato over here. I'm going to go ahead and push that barrel like so. And we'll move Macchiato in a safer spot. Probably work on these ads a little bit as well. Alright, now we want to keep the buffs alive for Klukai. Also probably want to take this guy out too. Oh, so close. I'm going to keep doing AoE damage with Klukai. Oof. And let's go ahead and focus on the imaginary friends. Got another one down. And again, don't worry about your turns. Don't worry about your damage on the boss. It might not look like you're doing much, but trust me, you're gonna start damaging this boss quite a lot once you start really getting the imaginary friends down. Let's go ahead and pop that. We're gonna have Somi take care of this one. Same thing here, just focus on the low ones if you can. And then we can have QJ. Remember, if you have QJ, you got the node where her skill 3 can pierce a bunch of enemies. That's going to be really, really good here. And then once again, more AoE. Bam. Yeah, we're also damaging the boss as well as the ads. So, as you can see, she's just taking a bunch of damage. Just a whole lot of damage. And we're going to go ahead and just keep using Macchiato. Let's actually help Macchiato a bit here on QJ's turn. And let's just go ahead and get rid of you. Don't have to worry about you anymore. Next up, skill 4 on Somi, or shields. Go ahead and do the the skill 2 for Mekti. Again, ring covers, so it should be okay. AoE again. Bam! As you can see, we're already at turn 6 and the boss is already halfway dead. Like, I'm not even really focusing on the boss as much as I should be, and just focusing on the ads helps us damage it passively, basically. Alright, so here, let's focus on doing some more damage to the imaginary friends. Bam! If we move Klukai here, she's still going to be in danger, I believe. Yeah, so we don't want to do that. Klukai's been totally fine back here, so I'm just going to leave her as is. Oops. Okay, I guess I forgot to cancel that. Oops. Not bad. Mistake on my part. I can definitely rewind this. But it's okay. I'll leave it. I'll leave it. Go ahead and pop Mekti ult. And here, and actually at this point, because the friends are trying to slow die, we can actually have Macchiato start focusing the boss. A little bit of damage in there. But yeah, this boss is basically going to be dead pretty soon. Go ahead and get them buffs. Let's see, would it be better to go for the boss at this point? Kinda. Start ignoring the ads and go straight for the boss. I think we can actually kill it. It's gonna be pretty close. It's definitely cutting it a little close, but I'm gonna go ahead and put Klukai back in that good spot and just use that skill 3 again. Could probably even use skill 1 or something else just to kill the boss, but I believe this is the last hit. Yep. GG. That's gonna be it for Kashmar and her imaginary friends, and that is it. GG. I hope this was helpful to someone out there. This boss, you know, not too bad compared to some of the earlier bosses, maybe. But, you know, some good positioning, some good strategy, and you'll be killing this boss in no time. Good luck to y'all out there. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to help you out. And good luck to y'all. And thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you like this sort of content, I'll be making more, and I'll see you on the next one.